This is a relaxing yin style practice designed to give us balance when we've had that really busy day. We're going to be using the breath, so it's going to just let us slow the mind down and slow all the thoughts and start to slip into our parasympathetic nervous system. Today I'm going to be using some props. I'm going to be using a block, a blanket and a low lying bolster. Now I'm going to give you, don't worry if you don't have yoga props, I'm going to give you alternatives that you can use. For a block you could use some stacked books or a cushion, same as the bolster. You don't need to use a bolster, you could use a pillow, some cushions or just a couple of blankets. So let's get started. And let's just start by coming down onto our back. We're going to draw the soles of our feet together, let our knees fall apart to the sides. Now from here you could decide if you want some props. So you could have some cushions underneath your thighs here for support, or if you've got yoga blocks then you just place one either side underneath your thigh. Or you might like a blanket for behind your head. So we're going to be here for a good 5 minutes, so make sure you're nice and comfortable. And just let your arms fall out to the sides. We want our palms just facing up. And once you find that comfortable position, just close the eyes down. Start to settle into your stillness. Start to tune into the breath. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. We're letting go of anything that might be going on in your lives. We're letting go of anything that might have happened in your day. Worrying about what's happened in the past. Not worrying about what's going to happen in the future. Just arriving in that present moment on your mat. Thoughts are still arriving in your mind. Just acknowledging them without judgment, and gently exhaling them away. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. Part the lips and sigh it out. Take another deep inhale in through the nose. Part the lips and sigh it out. Let's take one last deep inhale in. This time hold the breath. Part the lips and sigh it out. And slowly just come back to that even inhale. even exhale. When you're ready, you're going to take your hands just to the outsides of your thighs. You're going to draw the legs together, and then you're going to straighten them out along your mat. Just let your feet fall out to the sides. I'm going to continue here for a few more rounds of breath. And you'll start to feel as you fully let go of the external world now and fully arrive into the space. We're going to let go of the mind. We're going to reconnect to our body. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath here. And very slowly, we're going to make our way into our next shape. So I'm going to take my right leg over to that right bottom, my foot down to the bottom right hand corner of my mat. And then my left leg is either going to come up, snug up against it, or it's going to cross over top. Now my hips are staying glued to my mat. It's only my upper body that is now going to shift over to the right top corner of my mat. So I'm getting a nice side stretch down this left side of my body. Now I'm going to bring my arms in. Now I could take my left arm just above my head and catch a hold of the wrist with my right hand. Or I could grab hold of my forearms if that's more comfortable. Or if neither options are that comfortable or you start to feel like a tingling in your arms, then my suggestion is you just let your arms just fall to the sides. Now, if your arms aren't going all the way to the floor at the back, then what you'll do is you'll just grab your blanket and then you can just rest your hands onto your blanket. So just find that comfortable position for you. And once you're in that comfortable position, slowly start to close your eyes down again. And tune back into the breath. And with each breath, just feel yourself sinking deeper into the pose. And we're going to do a breath exercise, which is a pranayama called long exhale pranayama. So we're going to start by inhaling to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to exhale to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and exhale to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. This time I want you to exhale to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And exhale to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can continue on here, just at your own pace for a couple more rounds. Very slowly, just let go of your breath practice now. And just come back to that even flow of breath. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly just release our arms back down towards our sides. We're going to just start to unwind our body back to center. We're going to pause here for a few breaths, just into stillness. If you need to make any movement now, make any movement that might feel good on your body. So you could take your feet wide to the outside width of your mat. Inhale your legs over towards one side. Exhale, draw them back up to center. Inhale, let's drop them both over to the other side. And exhale, back to center. I'm just taking one more round here. And then coming back to center, we're going to just straighten our legs out again along our mat. And we're going to make our way into the other side. So I'm going to pick up my left foot and I'm going to take it over to that bottom left-hand corner of the mat. I'm going to take my right leg and I'm placing it either snug up against or I'm going to cross it over top. I want to keep my hips glued to the mat as I just shift that upper body to the left top-hand corner of my mat. And now I'm going to bring in my arms. So I could take my right arm above my head and just catch a hold of the wrist with my left hand. Or I could choose to grab hold of my forearms. Or if neither feels comfortable or I feel that tingling, you just let your arms fall to the sides. So just finding that comfortable position for you. And then from there, just closing your eyes down. Settle back into your stillness. And start to come back to your breath. And I want you to come back to your inhaling to the count of 3 and exhaling to the count of 4. Inhaling to the count of 3 and exhaling to the count of 4. Inhale to the count of 3 This time you're going to exhale to the count of 5. Inhale to the count of 3. And exhale to the count of 5. Inhale to the count of 3. And exhale to the count of 5. Just continue on here at your own pace for another couple more rounds. Very slowly just let go of the counting now and come back to your natural flow of breath. And you're really going to slowly just release your arms down to your sides. Start to unwind your body back to center. And we're just going to rest here into our neutral shape, which we will call the rebound shape. And from here, you just allow any achiness to arise. Just noticing what's going on in the body. Things arising, we're just using that breath to just gently let it flow through the body. So take an inhale in here, and exhale as you send your breath all the way down the body, down towards the feet. Inhale in through the nose, and exhale, send that breath all the way down the body, down towards the feet. Ready, we're going to slowly just roll off to one side. From here, we're going to make our way into our next seated shape. So we're coming into a pose called Caterpillar or Paschimottanasana. So I'm going to grab hold of my low-lying bolster. Now, I don't expect many of you to have that, so if you don't, just grab a hold of a couple of blankets or a blanket, or you might not even need anything to sit on. The reason why we come up is to make our forward fold just a little bit more comfortable, and it helps get that anterior tilt of our pelvis. So I'm sitting up on my bolster, so you grab hold of your props, and then from there, we're just going to have our legs out in front. So inhale here and just lengthen into the spine. And then as we exhale, we're going to start to fold forward. Now, if you want or feel like you want some support here, we could have a blanket just to fold on. Or if you've got a bolster's sometimes quite nice. And just remembering that it really doesn't matter how far forward you fold, you're still going to be feeling it. So we want to be feeling it in our hamstrings, possibly into our low back, or into our calves. So don't worry too much about what your forward fold actually looks like. It's really about how it feels. So once you're in your comfortable position, start to close the eyes down. Start to tune back into the body. Tune back into the breath. So just anchoring your awareness onto your breath. Just noticing what sensations are occurring in the body. And as you notice different sensations, I want you just to send your breath into those areas. So if you're feeling it really strongly into your hamstrings, just focus there for a moment. I want you to inhale the breath into your hamstrings and exhale out of your hamstrings. You're feeling it into your low back. I want you to inhale the breath into your low back and exhale out of your low back. And with that intentional breathing, can you release from those areas? The more that you breathe in and the more you exhale, can you release that tension? Can you release that stuckness? Let's take 5 more breaths here in this shape. Slowly, let's just start to slowly just rise ourselves back up. I'm just removing any props over to the sides. And we're going to make our way into our tabletop shape. With our knees just hip width apart, we want our wrists just stacked underneath our shoulders. We're going to do a quick cat-cow. So just inhale and curl your sitting bones up. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale as you press the mat away, round your upper spine and tuck chin to chest. Inhale as you curl your sitting bones up. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. And exhale as you round that upper spine and tuck chin to chest. So let's just do that one last time. So just come back to your neutral spine and your tabletop. From here, we're going to make our way down onto our belly. If you've got a block handy, or a book, or something that feels comfortable underneath your forehead, you can grab that now. And so from here, I'm setting up for my Sphinx pose. Now I want my elbows just underneath my shoulders, and I want them so they're not out wide. We want to draw them in. And we're resting on top of our forearms. I'm going to have my block at the front, and which is going to be for my forehead, so I'm just lining that up. Now I want to take my legs just outside width of my hips. I'm pressing into the top of my feet, and I really want to relax my glutes down. And then from here, I'm going to just bring my forehead down onto my block. Now this is optional, of course. And then I'm going to have a gentle rock from side to side. So I'm just massaging into those sinuses. You get quite tension tight spots across here, just above the eyebrows. It feels really nice to just massage and roll those out. You can either continue with this movement, or you can just pause into your stillness. You can just let your head just relax down. So we're just going to hold it here for 3 more rounds of breath. And very slowly, I'm just going to just pop my block out of the way, and I'm going to come all the way down. I want my hands just stacked, my palms stacked. I'm going to bring my forehead to the floor, and you can take your legs even wider if that feels good. Really relaxing into that low back now. You just want your belly just pressing into the floor. Just feel that gentle spreading across the back. And let's just hold it here for about 3 more rounds of breath. And very slowly just rising your head up. Take my hands underneath my shoulders. I'm just pressing myself back up, and I'm going to make my way back onto my back. I'm going to take my block with me, so grab your cushion or book or books. So I'm just bringing my legs into a bench knee. I want my legs just hip width apart, and I'm just going to just grab hold of my prop, make sure it's handy. So whatever you're using, your block or your cushion or even a couple of stacked blankets would be fine. I'm going to press into my feet and just peel my spine up off the floor as I rise my hips up. And I'm going to slide my block just underneath my sacrum. And then I'm going to rest back down on top of that. So I'm just doing it on level 1. If you're having a block, you can either do level 1 or level 2. And then from here, I'm just going to have my arms out to the sides. Just palms facing up will be fine. Just one thing with your block especially, make sure it's not underneath your low back. We want it underneath the sacrum, so that's the back of the pelvis. And then from here, you can just close your eyes back down. And tune back into the breath. Just noticing how on the inhale your belly rises. And on the exhale it draws towards the spine. On the inhale, your belly rises. And on the exhale, it draws towards the spine. Your breath is just like the ebb and flow of the tides. Going in and going out, going in and going out. And the option here now to just start to slide your right leg out in front. Just come resting on top of the heel. And if that doesn't feel good, you can just keep your leg in a bent knee. I want you to just take your focus or attention up to the crown of your head. And just feel a softening and relaxing now. You start to feel as that softening and relaxing starts to shift down into your eyes, into your cheeks, into your mouth, softening and relaxing into your ears, into your jaw, into your throat, into your neck, softening and relaxing into your shoulders, your arms, into your hands, into your fingers, softening and relaxing into your chest, into your ribs, softening and relaxing into your belly. You just slide your right leg in now and shift over and take your left leg out in front. Just come resting onto that heel. And now I want you to feel that softening and relaxing as it goes all the way down your back, down your spine, Feel it softening and relaxing into your hips, your pelvis, your glutes. Feel softening and relaxing into your thighs, your knees, your calves. Softening and relaxing into your ankles, your feet. And just feel as your whole body feels soft and relaxed. And very slowly, let's start to slide our left leg in. We're going to press into our feet as we start to rise our hips up off the block, your props. We're going to slide it out to one side and just slowly lower yourself down, just vertebra by vertebra. From here, we're just going to just straighten our legs out. Just before we make any movement, we just want to have that rebound shape. That time to just allow anything to rise up to the surface. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale, send the breath down the body, down towards your feet. Take another deep breath in. And exhale, send the breath down the body, down towards the feet. Ready, we're going to just slide our legs back into a bent knee. We're going to be setting ourselves up for a twist. So I'm going to just press into my feet one more time and just rise my hips up off the floor. But this time I'm going to take my hips over towards the left side as I drop both of my legs over towards the right. From here, I'm going to take my arms either into a T-shape or I can take them into a cactus arm. Now props. The most important thing about this twist is I need both of our shoulder blades to be firmly grounded down so that the twist is coming from your thoracic spine. If you find that to get your legs all the way over, this shoulder blade or the opposite shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, is coming up off the floor, then we're going to limit how far we take our legs over. So we're going to grab a prop, whatever you've got handy to you, and we're going to just place it underneath the bottom leg. In which case then you're going to find you're going to be able to keep both of those shoulder blades grounded down. If you can get your legs, get your legs both over and your chest nice and open, but this top leg is sort of mid-air and that doesn't feel that comfortable, then we grab a prop or cushion or whatever you've got handy and we can place it in between the legs just for support. So just find that comfortable position for you. And then from here, we're going to just settle into that stillness again. We're going to close our eyes down. Just take this moment to come back to the breath. Just lengthening onto your exhale, so you're just lengthening that a little bit longer than your inhale. And see with each breath, can you make your exhale a little bit smoother, a little bit longer. And when you're ready, we're just going to slowly just release our arms back down to the sides. We'll draw our legs back up to center. And we're going to go straight into the other side, so just squaring those hips back off. I'm going to just press into my feet, rise my hips off. This time we're going to take them over towards that right side as I drop both of my legs over towards the left side. I'm going to grab any props I want, so either underneath that leg or in between. So just finding whatever feels comfortable for you. And then your arms and back into your T shape or into your cactus arm. And remembering we want both of our shoulder blades grounded down onto the mat. And then once you find that comfortable position, just closing your eyes back down and just settling into your stillness. Very slowly, let's take 3 more rounds of breath here. Very slowly, let's just start to just draw your legs up to center, to square your hips up off again. Turn your arms to your sides and really straighten out our legs along the mat. So just pause here for a couple of rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to set up for our Shavasana. So you want to grab any props that's going to make your Shavasana just as juicy and comfortable as possible. So for me, I'm going to have a blanket underneath my head. You might like to have a blanket also covering you up. Or another nice option is you can roll the blanket and have that underneath your knees. So quite often people complain that they get a bit of a sore back and they're laying down on to the floor for too long. So just taking it out of the hamstrings a bit, and so stop the hamstrings pulling down onto your low back. Putting a roll blanket underneath is a really nice option. It's also really nice on the knees if you've had knee issues or meniscus issues. For me, I'm going to have my blanket underneath my head. For some support, and I'm going to use my bolster underneath my legs. And before we settle into our stillness, we're going to do some more breath work. So just a breath focused meditation. Get into a comfortable position and close your eyes back down. And just bring your awareness back to your breath. And then on your next inhale breath, I want you to take it up to the crown of your head. As you exhale, I want you to take it down to the third eye point, which is that space between the eyebrows. As you inhale back up to the crown of the head. And then exhale down towards the throat. Inhale back up to the crown of the head. And exhale down to your heart center. Inhale back up to the crown of the head. And exhale down towards the navel. Inhale all the way back up to the crown of the head. And exhale down to your tailbone. Inhale all the way back up to the crown of the head. And exhale down to the knees. Inhale back up to the crown of the head. And exhale down to your feet. Inhale back up to the crown of the head. And exhale down towards your feet. Slowly just let go of that breathing practice now and settle into the stillness of Vishavasana.